Welcome again. Today, we're here to talk about 2 tips in 2 minutes with Study Abroad Made Easy by Oak Ridge Consulting. We're going to be having a lengthier session to explain some aspects. Due to popular demand, we had some people reach out to us last time that our video was too short. We need to explain in details. And that's why we're going to be giving you this episode like a double dose of our regular 2 tips in pretty much 4 minutes. Apologies, we do not intend to waste your time, but we want to deliver value to you. So in this video, you're going to learn another 2 tips and tricks to saving on your living expenses while studying as an international student in Canada. Please don't go away because this video promises to deliver top-notch value to you. So thank you once again. And if you're new on our channel, you're welcome to this zone. This is a very positive zone where you learn 1 or 2 things about how to make savings and how to get value on your study abroad journey. And eventually, we always try as much as possible to listen out to the public on the kind of videos you want us to produce. So stay tuned and let's go to have a quick break. So, welcome back, and let's just go straight to the reason we're here today. One of the first tips you need to learn is, number 1, create a budget. It is very important to plan yourself, plan your expenses, and eventually or ultimately save on your budget. It is always a great thing, not to overspend, right? Because bearing in mind that the exchange rate, conversion varies across countries, it is very imperative for you to have a clear-cut budget on your day-to-day or week-to-week or even month as it rolls to year. Because some students have the opportunity to study within 1 year. They all have their expenses planned out. But there are some people that their study takes longer than 1 year. How then do you plan your budget? How then do you plan yourself? Such that if you're the type that you're going to be, living on student loan, you won't even incur a lot of interest having to overspend. And you also need to distinguish between what are your needs and what do you want. So you need to streamline what you want versus what you need, and let what you need take priority over what you want, because needs and wants are not the same thing. The moment you realize what you actually need, it helps you to focus on that need and look for ways of solving those needs. Wants can always be something that when you have resources in excess, you might look to, consider or not to consider, So the first one you need to do, like I said, is to make a budget. Budget is very essential. It helps you to, like I said earlier on, to reduce on some cost elements that do not necessarily, right, need urgent priority. So if you're going to be spending on transportation this week, or pretty much what are the very basic things that I must buy? I have to eat, I have to transport myself, and perhaps what else? Yeah, I have to keep like miscellaneous expenses. So those are the things that you really need. Oh, you could say, oh, I want to go to the park. I wish I can do this. Those are the wants. So you need to make a spreadsheet of what your income looks like. If you're expecting like an average of $100 from your family, perhaps your parent or your sponsor, and you already need to buy textbook, because textbook is essential to studying, versus buying a sneakers, make that list. Try to understand which one falls on the top priority, and then budgeting that way would help you to know how much you need to allocate for your books, how much you need to allocate for feeding, how much you need to allocate for phone calls, or even your miscellaneous or emergency expenses. That's number 1. That's number 2. How do you track your spending? During my days as an undergraduate student away from Canada, and during my time as a graduate student here in Canada, what I did was to have like a journal. Like, I brought a diary with me back home from Nigeria, and I had to like create a table inside that diary for my everyday spending. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. This is almost wrapping up, and we thank you for your patience. So welcome back people. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now that we have agreed on budgeting and differentiators between the needs and wants, the next thing on our table today is, how do you track your spending? Tracking, spending, tracker. So, all you need to do is to write down every purchase you want to make or that you have made using some kind of budget apps. There are so many budget apps on Android, apps on iOS, and all that. Go and look for some of those budgeting apps so you can help yourself to track what you have spent, because that will now help you to know your consumption patterns. It helps you to know your spending patterns. What are the cost items that are falling due? What date of the month? If you're able to do this, you are not only doing one thing for yourself, you are doing yourself another advantage of making sure that you don't default in your expenses and your credit ratings are not impacted. Because if your bill is due on the 10th of each month, it is expected that you pay on that day. Failure to pay on or before that day could literally impact your credit score. So your budgeting app would help you to determine your pattern of spending. At the same time, helps you to meet up with your bills as and when due. I hope these tips actually help someone today. Make it an habit to budget and make it an habit to track your spending. Until we come back again, stay safe, be happy. Here it's Friday. Have a great weekend.